Ladies and gentlemen, we have made some very important tier lists in the past on this channel. Last time we had made the ultimate chips tier list, and I do believe up to that point that may have been the most important tier list that we have ever made. Though I must admit that the DreamWorks and Pixar Moms tier list is a pretty close second to that. That being said, I do believe that we are going to come close to topping that tier list. In fact, we may just indeed surpass it. Today, we are ranking water. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. This is going to be a no-nonsense, straight to the point water tier list. Let's get into this. First things first, we have Essentia, I think is how you say it. I'm going to put this straight into the A tier. It's a pretty solid water. It's one of those waters where it's not trying to be on the bottom shelf with Aquafina and Dasani and Deer Park. It's trying to be a shelf above that. Now, granted, does it reach the shelves with Smart Water and Fiji and Core? For me personally, no. It tries to go for that, but does it reach that goal? Again, personally, for me, it does not. However, it is still a very good water, which is why I do believe that it is deserving of the A tier. Next up, we got Aquafina. Another one of those waters where, yeah, it's good. Like, when you drink it, it tastes great. When it's cold, it's great. It gives you that good throat feel. And in fact, I would say that Aquafina actually ends up punching above its weight because, normally you would expect a water like Aquafina or Dasani or one of those other ones to be more in that C to B tier. Like, it's alright, but I would say that Aquafina is one of the ones that actually punches above its weight, and it's a fantastic water. Next up, we got this water. Honestly, I can't remember what the brand name is called, but from seeing the label, I know what it is. It's one of those things where, it's still early in the morning, as you guys can see at the bottom right. It's literally 7 a.m. that I'm recording this. I cannot remember the name of this water to save the life of me, but that being said, I do remember when I drank it. It's one of those B tier waters, right? It's not down here on the C tier, but, it'll go in a solid B. Boxed water, yeah, this is another one that's going to go in the B tier for me. Like, it's one of those things where it tries to be more than it is. You can even see on the box it says boxed water is better, but is it really? Next up, we got canned water. And canned water is one where I think I might have to put it in a B because it's one of those things where every time I think of a canned drink, I think usually something carbonated or something sweet. Whether it be like a brisk iced tea, which is, it's really sweet, it's really tasteful, and it has that. There's something about canned drinks, right? Every time you open them and you drink them, it's almost like the can becomes part of the taste or kind of adds to the punch that the drink has. But when you're drinking canned water, it's kind of hard to get that same feeling, you know what I mean? It's not like it's sparkling water where maybe like, the canned concept could kind of feed into it and add to the drink in a way, but no, it's just water. So, there's not much that can be done there, and every time I drink it, again, it kind of throws my brain off because I'm expecting something more, but then I just get water, but it's in a can, and it's just, I don't know, it doesn't work. Next up, we got Core Water, and this is going to be the first one to go straight into the S tier. I've been hinting at it up to this point, but I really do like these more special top shelf waters, and Core is one of those where when you drink them, you're just expecting a good water, but then you drink it, and whether it's warm or cold, preferably cold, like usually when I drink my water, right? Like I'm a huge Dasani guy. Dasani is the only water that I drink, and every time I drink it warm. I don't know why, I like warm water, but that being said, when it comes to the more top shelf waters, you owe it to yourself and to the water to, let it take up some room in your fridge, and then anytime you drink it, you owe it to the water and to yourself to take the extra time to go to the fridge, get the water, pull it out, and just experience that full cold Core experience. It is one of my favorite waters of all time. If you haven't tried Core before, please do yourself a favor and try it. Core and some of the other waters that are going to be going in the S tier are definitely worth trying if you haven't before. You may think, oh, that's just overpriced water, but no. There is a difference. Next up, we got Deer Park, and this one is funny because for a while when I was a kid, my family used to actually always buy Deer Park, but then after a while we stopped because it kind of started tasting like dish soap. So that being said, if this was back in the day, I probably would have put it in an A, but I don't know. I don't know if it's better nowadays because personally, I haven't drank Deer Park since like 2009. I'm gonna put it in a B just because the last time I had it, it tasted like dish soap, and it just, oh god, it was not a good taste. If it's better nowadays, then I'm sorry, I'll have to try it at some point, and I'll put it back up to an A, but as of now, it's staying in the B. I don't like dish soap. In fact, I kind of want to drop it to a C, but I don't know. Do I give it the benefit of the doubt? Do I let it sit in B, or do I go with my gut? If I go with my gut, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to drop it to a C. I gotta be honest with myself. The last time I had it, I think it might have just been a bad box, but it was it was still quite a bad package of water. Next up, we got Dasani, and as much as I want to let my bias take over and drop it in the S tier just because, you know, I drink Dasani all the time, it's the only water I drink, I'm gonna put it in the A tier just because I know, like, when it comes to taste, the only reason that I stick with Dasani full time is because, you know, it's a cheaper alternative. If I had the money and if I was like a millionaire, I'd drink Smart Water and Fiji and Core all the time and I just have them on a cycle. That being said, the fact that I only get to drink Core, Smart Water / Fiji, like, you know, not on too often of a basis, like I usually only end up grabbing one of those bottles like once every year, once every 2 years. It kind of makes it just that much more special when I get to have water that's like on another level. I feel like if I had it all the time, well, sure, that would be nice. I feel like it would kind of take away from like the wow factor of it, of just how good it actually tastes. But anyways, yeah, Dasani, definitely an A tier water. For me, I don't know why, it's always been my favorite. There's something about Dasani that I love. Next up, we got Fiji. Again, I've been talking about it this whole time, but that's another S tier water, man. See, the first time that I saw waters like Core, Fiji, Smart Water, I looked at it, I was like, there's no way it can be that good. And Fiji is one of those where I drank it and I was like, it is that good. Next up, we got Great Value Water. I'm gonna go ahead and slot that in an A. It's not quite as, like, soap tasty as Deer Park was, and, you know, it's not as as some of these waters were. It's a decent water. In fact, considering that it's an A, yeah, you know, it's a good water. You know, there's nothing inherently wrong with Great Value. It just is what it is. It knows what it is. It knows that it's a budget water, and it follows through with that. It's a good budget water. It's great warm, but this is one of the waters where they're actually even better cold. All around, when the AdSense is letting me down, I know I can always rely on Great Value Water. Next up, we got this water, and honestly, I can't even see what it is, but you know what we're gonna do? Since I've seen this label before, but I don't believe I've drinking this one, and if I have, it's been a while. We're gonna go ahead and pretend that this one is Zephyrhills. If you don't know what Zephyrhills water is, then you're lucky. We're gonna go ahead and slap that straight in an F. Oh my god, if you've never had Zephyrhills water, I would rather drink the soapy Deer Park water than Zephyrhills water. Zephyrhills water literally makes me want to gag and just bleh. Every time I drink it, my body just goes bleh. Again, it's one of those, it's on the exact opposite end of the spectrum. When you think about Fiji and all that, you're like, water can't be that good. But then when I drink Zephyrhills, it's like, water can't be that bad, right? Oh my god. I literally have like PTSD from the times that I'm drinking Zephyrhills. It is so bad. I don't know if maybe I just got a bad batch, but anytime I'm drinking it warm, cold, I drink it and it's just like my body doesn't want to contain it anymore. I drink it and it's just like, ugh. I have to wash out Zephyrhills with Dasani. I have to wash out water with more water. I don't care what it is, who you are, nothing will ever make me drink Zephyrhills again. I could be dying of dehydration in the Sahara and I will let death take me before I ever taste Zephyrhills ever again. Next up, we got Mountain Valley. It's a pretty good water. You know, it does its job. It's a good water. It's a good A tier water. Is it among the best in the S? Not exactly, but it's still a good water. Definitely deserves the A tier. Next up, we got Nestle Pure Life. Again, another one where it's like, it's a good water. You drink it, it tastes good. You can have it warm, you can have it cold. Is it one of my favorites? It's not one that I necessarily gravitate towards, but anytime that I drink it, you know, I kind of get excited because I'm like, hey, I haven't had this in a while, and, you know, Nestle Pure Life, it's a good water. Next up, we got Poland Spring. From what I remember, this is what I'm gonna have to put it in a B, okay? Because when you drink it cold, it's like, it's alright, but honestly, this water, it's at its best when it's like, oh, you know, you're at that one person's house where it's like, oh, they're one of those random people. They like to try to stand out and be different from the rest. They don't want Aquafina. They don't want Dasani. They don't want Great Value. They want Poland Spring. They're just trying to be different with this one. So it's one of those where it's like, it's not necessarily one of my go-to water brands, but like if I see it, you know, I'm not going to go out of my way to drink it cold out of the fridge. It's one of those things where, like, if I'm mowing the lawn, or if I just got done, like, running a marathon, you know, I'll run inside, I'll grab one of them warm ones, just, you know, just get it down the gullet real quick. It's not one I'd avoid, but it's not one I'd buy either. It's just one of those waters where it's like, it exists. Next up, we got ocean water. I'm slapping this in an F. If y'all ever got ocean water in your mouth, dude, spit it out. In fact, you should probably go a step further and grab like a bottle of Jack or just some pure vodka and just, you know, just give it a little swish, maybe gargle it a little bit just to make sure all the ocean water is out of there. Trust me, gargling Jack Daniels is so much more pleasant than getting ocean water in your mouth. I don't know what it is, but like, not only is there a bunch of diseases in it, you know, with all like the fishies running around, you gotta remember that like the fishies are down there swimming, they're peeing, they're pooping, they're giving birth and having their menstrual cycles. Do fish have menstrual cycles? Whatever they get up to down there, that's all in the ocean water, plus all the salt just for like, you know, natural oceanness. And it's just, and you gotta remember there's like sand and rocks and all that in there. So you're drinking, oh god, yeah. I need to, oh god. I'm having flashbacks right now to all the times I was at like Ocean City in Maryland, and then I get like ocean water in my mouth. Anytime it happens, just spit it out, gargle with some Jack Daniels, do whatever you gotta do to make sure you're cleansed after that. Last but certainly not least, this is gonna, I mean, you know, I haven't been ranking these in order inside of the tiers. They're just kind of like, you know, whatever inside of the tiers. But if I had to pick my absolute favorite water on this list, it is hands down Smart Water. Maybe it's because I'm Asian and, you know, I'm automatically biased towards anything labeled as smart. I don't know. I love Smart Water. It tastes great. I especially love the ones, right? Like, you know, when you have the twist off caps, those are good, but I really like the Smart Water bottles where it has like the flip caps where you like open it up and there's like the blue little part that you put your mouth on and you drink out of it. And I don't know, it tastes really good, and especially when it's like ice cold. Smart Water, it's one of those things where it can't even be described. Like you think you've had water before. You drink an Aquafina, you've had Dasani, you've had Nestle Pure Life and Deer Park and Great Value, but you've never truly experienced water if you haven't drank Smart Water at least once. It is truly the peak of water and humanity as we know it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they're doing at their facilities when they're making this stuff, but it's just, it changes you. If you haven't had it before, I would say do yourself a favor and try it, but this isn't simply doing yourself a favor. It will change your view of water. It will change your life. Try it. But anyway, this is my water tier list. Do you guys agree? Do you disagree? Whatever it is, whatever you're thinking, definitely let me know down in the comments. And please, no fighting down there. Let's keep things civil. This is literally just a water tier list after all. But anyway, as always, a massive shout out. Thank you to all the patrons and channel members. Thank you to all of you in the low baller tier. And an even bigger shout out. Thank you to all of you in the big baller tier, middle asking, and Big Daddy Matty. And the biggest shout out. Thank you to all of you in the G tier, Rider Veggies, and Little Cheese Girl. Thank you guys so much. You guys are literal legends. I love you. Thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing day. Stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.